Hello. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome for the first time if it is your first time watching. My name is Mallory, and I'm an artist, and today, like many other artists, I'm going to be showing my sketchbook, but more so in a way that feels very realistic and not, like the picture perfect type of sketchbook that most people seem to have on YouTube. I've been very inconsistent in the last well, I would say decade, honestly, which is crazy. So this sketchbook is pretty old. I mean, I've been carrying this around everywhere. You can see the wear and tear on it. I have a bunch of stickers on here, a lot of fun stuff, because I was like, this is too plain and boring, so I wanted some fun things. So I have a lot of Miyazaki related stickers, some nice Art Nouveau ones, a couple from a friend, and then, other random random things on here. But yeah, so this sketchbook is pretty old. All right, so as you can see, this was started in March 2020, which now is 6 years ago, which is disgusting, but and yeah, more stickers. These ones from friends, this one random, and some of these I added more recently. This one I think was like way back in 2020. But yeah, let's get into it, and I'll kind of talk about how I end up using my sketchbook, because I know, a lot of people kind of use sketchbooks very differently. I've always been someone, when I was younger and like learning how to draw, I was, doing a ton of drawings all the time and sketching things out and practicing and whatnot. But I don't know. I mean, I definitely sketch sometimes. Well, I mean, obviously you'll see what I mean by sometimes. But I feel like I lately have really leaned more towards finishing pieces. And, sometimes I'll use the sketchbook for, kind of getting an idea, making little thumbnails. I'm not really much of a thumbnail person, or thumbnail sketches. But, like you'll make a little tiny version of it just to figure out the layout. It was a big thing when I was in school. But yeah, it was just never something that I really, I don't know, it's very helpful, but I never found it to be like what I like to do, which is kind of funny. I don't know, sometimes I just wing it, and maybe it's a lot of erasing, maybe it's playing around, but yeah. So, this first one, my first one in the sketchbook, this actually is a sketch that I did. I got this as a tattoo, and that wasn't until I moved back home, so I would say that was like 2021, because then, COVID, whatever. So yeah, this one, very fun. I used like a fun reference of someone's frog on there. But yeah, the tattoo is great, fabulous. Yes, very on brand for the era it was drawn in. This is actually something that I ended up turning into a painting. Here's a sticker of it. Let me kind of zoom a little bit closer. A nice little plague doctor lady. This was something that I had in my list of ideas for things I wanted to draw for so long. So, at this era, it felt very fitting. So I finally did it, and I was very proud of it, because this was like, I was getting back into drawing and painting again after being in school, because when I went to school for 2 years, it was just community college, nothing crazy, and doing my graphic design degree. I took a lot of art classes the first year, and then the second year was, very focused in the program. So I was very burnt out, and then after I graduated, I was like, okay, let me get back into drawing and painting. I tried, fun little swatches of a pen set that I got. And then, see, this is what I mean by it's very random. It's you know, it's nothing spectacular, and then like you get another sketch that's, you know, pretty good, and then you get silly little guys. So just trying out those pens. I didn't really know what to. I see. I'm not a doodler. I don't know. I end up doodling. Yeah, a little bug. This one also was a painting. Oh, I still have it. I sold the other one, but I still have this one. This is my interpretation and my style of Froppy from My Hero Academia. Yeah, very fun. I love adding, like, actually, I don't think, did I add these? Oh my gosh, I can't even remember. This is so funny. I would have to go get the painting, but yeah, very fun. Little sketch. Honestly, sometimes I really like how a sketch comes out, and then when I get to the painting, it's like not exactly the same vibe. Like the facial features kind of change a little bit, but I still really like the painting. And here I am pulling around. This was, yeah, I was trying to get back into art and trying to figure out, you know, style and like things like that. Trying out different eye styles. I really like a lot of these, actually. They're very fun. I really love the weird, like more weird shaped eyes, and like, you know, I always tend to add, maybe if not an actual winged eyeliner, but you know, some dramatic eyelashes and whatnot. But yeah, very fun. I like more stylized type of things. This was kind of an idea for a painting, which I never ended up doing, so but yeah, I had kind of a little sketch, and then I decided to do a better sort of layout, which is interesting because I don't really do that a lot. So yeah, fun. I don't know if you can kind of see the blue light shining out of where the sword is, you know, I guess, what is it, King Arthur type of thing with the sword, I forget, Excalibur, you know. So here are random sketches, me obviously being like, no, not this one. Pretty much I think these ones are without reference, and so I have a lot of these types of sketches where I did use a reference. Mostly I would find these pictures on Pinterest, and so I don't have like the exact, you know, photographers or creators or anything, but they are references that I used from photographs on Pinterest. So these always end up turning out a little bit better. I think I do pretty well with like going off of references, but I don't always, you know, make it super accurate to the photo. I just use it more for proportions, because like when I don't, it ends up feeling so much more like cartoony, but then when I go off of the references, you get more of that stylized, realistic face going on. So yeah, very fun. Just like roughly shaded and everything. I don't really go too crazy with these. It's kind of messy and scribbly. You can kind of see the, you know, very scribbly lines happening. But I really like these sketches still. Like, I think they turned out pretty well. Is there a date up here? No, that's just scribbles. That's funny. But yeah, I don't know, it's yeah, good little sketches. Oh, this was logo, thumbnail, thumbnail sketches for an online friend's alpaca farm. So I was doing a few different things. I think this is pretty much what it ended up being. Random little sketches. Obviously didn't like the face there. But oh, this one did end up being a painting that I did. But this is very obviously rough sketch, but yeah, that happened as a painting. This was when I was trying to do Inktober or Drawtober or whatever you want to, I think more so Drawtober. But I did one that had like 3 different, oh, that's what I was doing. I couldn't make my mind up, I think. So I was going off of 3 because I'm crazy. Obviously, it was too much and I didn't keep up with it because this only lasts for so many things. Yeah, so I was going off of like 3 different prompts and putting it together, which, you know, kind of Harvesting is like bushes. She's harvesting the hearts. Yeah, just like very random type of things. This one's not even, it's a sketch, so I'm like, does it count? Does it count for Drawtober or whatever? If it's sketches, I don't know, I guess so. Yeah, there was, and then some of these I'm like, I wasn't really like vibing with the prompts. I don't know, like it just, this one I was kind of like, yeah, whatever, I did it, like, you know, to check the box. This one did turn into a painting. That was another one where I kind of liked the sketch more, because I really like how like flowy and airy these little details on the side, where obviously I have a lot of influence from Art Nouveau. It is my favorite, I cannot deny it. Okay, so see, oh wow, we're getting into, this is January 2021, so all this happened, this was all pretty much 2020. But yeah, and then I liked her face better here. Whatever. I still like the painting. It still came out good. Just, yeah, more sketchy sketch. Ooh, this is it's actually my sketch for my chest tattoo. So it was, you know, I have the little details or whatever. It looks way better than this. My tattoo artist is great. And but that was, yeah, very much just, here's my idea, make it look cooler. Yep, random little thing. Her face is doing something, I don't know, not the greatest. These were some sketches for my friend's merch for one of his songs that he did. So this got printed on like sweatshirts and stuff like that. Very cool. It was more so kind of this design. I did it digitally afterwards, so this was just a sketch, and I did it on like Illustrator or Photoshop, I forget. Oh, and then we have January 5th, 2022 is when we are starting the next few things. So basically, I think we had kind of skipped a whole, you know, that was it for all of 2021 in the last few pages. So obviously very inconsistent, not keeping up with things, not really keeping a sketchbook as most people probably do. But that's okay. We're getting better. We're getting less burnt out. It's fine. But you know. So here's my raccoon lady. That was just a sketch, never turned into a painting or anything like that. They're pretty cute. We have Moth Lady. Very fun hair. Yeah, very dramatic winged eyes. Always and forever. This one was kind of also a sketch idea for a painting that has never happened. I was thinking this is like, you know, snowy branches. It was supposed to be very like wintry vibe. I don't know, long time ago. Oh, another tattoo kind of idea. This was like really rough kind of first idea, then more so this, but that is actually this one. Woohoo! It looks way better. But yeah, so I have done that a lot for my tattoos, just kind of give like a rough idea, let my artist handle the final draft and make any changes, because it always ends up so much better. This one. This was, okay, 2022 in March. I sketched this one a long time after I've wanted to paint this, so I redrew, like, just, you know, looking at this as reference, redrew the sketch onto watercolor paper, and then finally, recently, I don't know when the sketch happened on the watercolor paper, but the actual painting I just did in January, I think. So so it took a few years. Yeah, so this is 2022. Oh my gosh. But you know, it's fine. It's fine. But I loved this, how this sketch came out. I know her eyes are like a little bit not symmetrical, but you know, whatever. And then this is, so, oh, okay, this is kind of when this era, I was starting to do markets, and I really wanted to try out polymer clay. So this is my first kind of ideas for the sort of earrings that I wanted to make. These are 2 stickers that I later created. This one I had like floating around as a work in progress, finally finished it, made it into a silly little sticker. And then this one, I saw a strawberry that looked like a cat and I was like, wait, that's cute, and made it into a sticker. So those I like originally got printed for markets. And this is, yeah, like little cat earrings and frogs, which, oh, and I have this little back eye, which I did all, end up making. Some of these I haven't. I will probably at some point have to get back into making earrings and using some of these ideas, but I don't know. My earrings, they sold okay, but I still have a ton left over. And this is when I was creating my logo, when I was kind of rebranding and yeah, getting sort of an actual look to my work and making business cards and stuff like that. Actually, do I have, oh, here we go. La la la, that's what it ended up looking like. Little sticker label that I put on my earrings. But yeah, so that was me playing around, and yeah, I ended up kind of figuring it out more while I was actually doing it in Illustrator or whatever. We have little ghosty guys. This trinket, a little trinket dish that I've never actually made, but I probably should. I do have some leftover air dry clay. I love these little moth guys. They're so cute. But yeah, I did end up making, this is so dirty. Don't even like pay attention. It's been like dumped in and out of containers and then on my shelf and just sitting there. So it's like covered in cat fur. Because the varnish is very sticky apparently. But yeah, so I made just like little, that one, it was supposed to be a keychain, but I think it fell out. This one actually is a keychain, but it got dirty, so I'm like, I can't sell this. It's gonna hang out on my shelf now. But yeah. More ideas for different earrings and stuff. I think this was kind of getting around Halloween, so I was trying to think of like what kind of like characters and things. So like Nightmare Before Christmas stuff, maybe some Beetlejuice things. But never really ended up doing any of these. It's fine. Alright, now we have jumped ahead to 2024. I don't know, there's not a lot of dates on some of these guys, but yeah, the last dated one is 2022. Great. Fabulous. We have kind of clown vibes here. Very fun. And then, oh yep, here. Oh, March. November. Pretty much the vibe, skipping many months in between doing things. I mean, I do have another little sketchbook that might have had stuff in between, but you know, yeah. So this was me trying to figure out, I wanted to make like cute little stickers or like little postcard things. So I was trying to figure out a cute kind of stylized way to draw little kittens and stuff. So I don't know, because I haven't drawn many like very stylized like characters and stuff like that, so it's very new to me, you know. I don't do that very often, so it's kind of hard for me to be like, it's in my head and it looks cute, and then when I try to like actually create the thing, I'm like, oh no. So yeah, we got this silly little frog guy. Yeah, I'm like, I don't really like his face. I don't know, he's still cute, but it's not exactly what I was hoping for. These ones are cute little alien cats, you know. And that's it. Ha ha ha. Okay, so that's it for that one. I have, let's see, I have this little thing. I'm gonna skip because, okay, yeah, because my phone number is on the inside of there. This is, I forget what year I got this. A nice little pocket-sized sketchbook that I would keep in my purse, because I have a gigantic purse. So these are mostly like sketches that I used a reference for. I have a few that I'm like, okay, clearly I did not use a reference for this one, type of thing. But yeah, I wish I used this more. This is like sometimes on break at my last job, I would sit and do a little sketch real quick because I'm like, I need to not be on my phone. I need to, do a little sketch. So yeah, like this one actually has a date, December 30th, but I don't know what year that is. I don't know. Yeah, I think that one had a reference. This one definitely had a... See, I was like, okay, kind of keeping up with it. Kind of doing something there. This one definitely didn't use a reference. It's a sketch. Definitely use a reference for this one. Little bug. I definitely want to paint more bugs. Maybe specifically beetles because I love the colors on a lot of them. I don't think I used a reference for this one. Very, very small little face. I think, I have no idea if I used one or not. Ha. Yeah, another fun little one. That's it. But yeah, very, like, I feel like my style can definitely be all over the place. But yeah, I just be doing whatever. And then I have this watercolor one. We're gonna skip the first one because I think it's actually my sister's drawing. I don't think it was mine. Fun swatches of markers. And then drawing a thing with said markers, right? Yeah. Oh wait, actually this is Posca pens, I think. That's funny. These are totally not those markers. Unrelated. This was actually me using the markers that I was swatching. Oh, here's the Posca swatches. Yeah. She's giving zombie. Oh, here's an actual piece. So, yeah, because this is a watercolor sketchbook, I ended up like actually making more pieces. And this one, well, at least there's one so far. So I got my little crow guy. Yep, random marker things. I don't know. I don't use markers very much, so they're not very good. Silly little guy. I was like, I need to do... I think I like made a scribble and then drew something based off of that, and I was like, here we go. Shark with legs. Oh, this is my husband trying out different number styling for our table numbers at the wedding. And then here was me using up leftover watercolors. Actually, were they even leftover? Maybe they were. I don't know. Wow, that looks really muddy now that I look at it, I guess. I don't know. I wanted to just play around and, I don't know, I guess be more loose with something. So I'm like, okay, let me create a messy background. This is recent, actually. And then I was like, I don't know what to put on this, so I'm just gonna draw some funky eyeballs. And I drew 2 of them, but I was like out. So I got quickly distracted from doing that. And yeah, that is pretty much all of my sketchbooks. And I thought I would also include some like work in progress pieces, which isn't that many. This one is also from 2022, I believe. This is also the same era when I was like starting to get trying to get back into art, when I was doing markets. I was starting markets, so I was like, ooh, let me... Oh my god, it's like chipped. It's been hanging out for so long. And this was another one that I actually just recently finished. I did the sketch, I think the same exact day as that one, so finally got around to doing this one and finished it. I am really loving the iridescent watercolors that I have, so that's definitely something that's probably going to continue being in my artwork, although it is kind of hard to photograph it because you know, it's very different depending on which way you hold it. I think that's it. Because the only other work in progress is a commission from also 2022 that I am not going to finish. So that's fun. I'm gonna paint over it. R.I.P. But it's fine. All right, so I hope that you enjoyed, and hopefully it's nice to see kind of a realistic sketchbook tour. Maybe a little boring. Hopefully not boring. Hopefully it's kind of interesting. Even if I am a very new channel and trying to jump into things. So, I don't know. It's a vibe, you know. I feel like it's good to be more realistic and show that side of things where um it's not always easy to stay consistent. I talk about it a little bit in other videos that will probably be out by the time this is posted, maybe. But keep an eye out if not. But you know, being someone with ADHD and like facing burnout and trying to navigate all that and like get back on track and get back into creating, it's you know, I can't be too hard on myself because a lot of this time was, you know, 2020. I, you know, just finished college in late 2019. I was still working full time. I was like really burnt out because I was working full time and doing school full time for 2 years. So at that point I was like, you know what, I am so tired. And was not creating very much anymore because I was doing so many creative things at school for 2 years. And then yeah, the pandemic happened. I moved across the country after a breakup, and you know, then pretty much very quickly jumped back into full-time work almost, and you know, it went from there. And now I am unemployed and am slowly taking that as a way to get back into things. And hopefully I can keep the momentum going and you guys can join me on my journey to do that, and we can keep our fingers crossed to the creativity gods, I guess, if you will. I made that up now. And hope that we can all keep going and keep creating and having fun. Yeehaw! Okay, well, that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.